Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, back with another banger. Today we're going to be talking about some of the biggest upcoming sneaker releases this March. Crazy to think that we're already slipping into March. It feels like the sneaker releases thus far, up until this point, have been pretty disappointing. And looking ahead to March, it doesn't look like that trend is going to be bucked. No, I am joking. There are a couple of pretty cool sneakers coming out this month, and so let's not mess around. Let's just get straight into them. Now, as is always the case with these release forecasts, some of these release dates might be subject to change. There is a little bit of regional difference between you guys over there in the US and us here in the UK and the EU. And there will of course be some cool sneakers that I may well fail to mention, but I've just picked out the main ones. I want to start off with these. On March the 1st, you have the Air Jordan 1 Low 85 in the metallic blue colorway. Really good looking sneaker for the spring and the summertime. $170 is the retail. I don't, however, think these will sell out. Next up, on March the 3rd, we have the second installment of the Adidas Fear of God Athletics collection. You guys remember the last collection that dropped back in December went down, I want to say, slightly underwhelmingly. But in the second release, we've got a clay version of the basketball sneaker, a clay version of the Los Angeles runner, and a whole swag of apparel as well. These are going to be wheeled out on the Adidas Confirmed app, as well as the usual Fear of God retailers. $250 for the basketball sneakers, $170 for the runners. I do think this stuff will sell out, but I don't think it'll sell out really quickly. I think if you really want to get your hands on this stuff, you shouldn't find it too difficult. On March the 5th, we have one of the hypest releases of the month is probably going to be the wider release of the Travis Scott Jumpman Jack in the sail colorway. You remember this shoe actually released a few weeks ago. I think it was during the Grammys when they shock dropped on the Travis website in a very small quantity. Resale prices were going pretty nuts for a short while there. I think people were paying over $1,000 for these. I would expect to see these wheel out at normal retailers as well as the Nike Sneakers app. And the retail price is going to be $200. RIP to any of you guys out there that already paid the resale for this sneaker. I do think these will sell out. They'll probably be quite hard to get, but I don't see these going for much more than maybe like $300-400 max. Next up, on March the 7th, we have quite an interesting sneaker release actually. We have the Nike Sabrina 1 in the Oregon Ducks colorway. This is a player exclusive and Oregon PE that's actually going to be made available for the general public to buy, which is pretty much unheard of in general. And I'm not sure if this is the same shoe that she had stolen from her locker a couple of years ago, but it's really cool. I do low-key think that the Sabrina 1 is one of the best looking, if not the best looking basketball signature out there. And this colorway is dope. These are going to be releasing on the Nike.com app and website for $125. I think this is exclusive to the US. I don't think we're going to be able to cop these over here in the UK and the EU. And I would expect these to sell out really quick and go on to command pretty heavy resale. Also on March the 7th, we have our first big Nike SB Dunk Low collab of the year. Nike athlete, 15-year-old Brazilian skateboarding phenom Racer Leal is getting her own SB as well. And these have been met with kind of meh receptions from a lot of people. And these are going to be releasing via skate shops, via raffle, as well as on the Nike Sneakers app for $125. And I think these, even though the response has been kind of muted towards them, they'll still be popular, they'll still sell out. I can see these going for maybe $40-50 over retail. I had to mention these for some of my OG old head sneaker collectors out there. On March the 7th, we're getting the Nike LeBron for Fruity Pebbles. Pretty big retail at $250. And I'm sure some of you younger cats out there will probably be looking at these thinking, oh my God, what on earth are those? Those are disgusting. I do think it's pretty safe to say that these will sit and these will eventually go on sale down the line. LeBrons just aren't hitting like that like they used to. But as clunky and awkward as these are, I still think these are really cool. And if these are available on sale further down the line, I think I'll be quite tempted to pick myself up a pair. March the 9th is a big date. We are getting the Air Jordan 5 in the olive colorway. Really nice sneaker, really clean. Again, this is one of those retros that will really appeal to those of you who will remember the first release back in 2006. Maybe you couldn't afford to buy them then, or maybe you couldn't cop them then, or whatever. These will be, no doubt, a big hit for quite a few people out there. $210 is the retail, which is a little bit hefty, probably enough to put most people off copping these. I don't think they'll sell out. I do think they'll be more popular than the burgundies that dropped last year, because I feel like this colorway is a little bit more wearable given the olive, but I wouldn't be surprised to see these sitting. Same day, you have the Air Jordan 4 women's exclusive, the sail colorway. They basically look like some pure moneys with an oxidized outsole and some golden metallic touches. Really clean. You can bet these will be really popular. And because it's a women's exclusive, I think these are going to go up to a women's 12 or a US 10.5 for men's. These will undoubtedly sell out, especially in the larger sizes. I wouldn't be surprised to see the smaller sizes brick on these, but you can bet that the bigger sizes will go fast and probably command, I want to say maybe like 30, 40, maybe 50 bucks over retail. The last sneaker that I wanted to mention that drops on March the 9th are the Nike Airships Awake New York collab. $150 is the retail. The shoes themselves have this kind of mismatched aesthetic. You have this red sort of snakeskin python heel collar, pretty nice looking leather material on the upper, and then the, at this point, obligatory hyper-aged, almost rusted out midsole. Nice contrast with the metallic gray swoosh and the red outlining. If they make these hyper limited, then I could probably see them selling out, but if they make a whole bunch of pairs, I don't feel like the Airship is really hitting like that, and so I wouldn't be surprised, as nice as these might be for some of you, to see these actually end up sitting. On March the 16th, we have the Air Jordan 3 Green Glow, which is heavily inspired by the Black Cement 3 colorway. $200 is the retail, and these are set to come out in a full swathe of family sizing. It is a nice shoe in a nice colorway, but honestly, at this point, I feel like if you've still got your pair of BC3s from 2018, these are very much surplus to requirements. On March the 21st, we have probably the most hyped up release of the month, the Air Jordan 1 Low Trophy Room. There are two iterations, a home colorway and an away colorway. The home colorway is going to be a Trophy Room exclusive, in-store only, and then the away colorway is going to be made available online via the normal retailers as well as on the Nike Sneakers app. Now, people are interested in this release because it's been a few years now since we had the big debacle with the Trophy Room highs. People are going to be looking to see how many resellers have got stacks of these before the release date, and no doubt looking to critique Marcus Jordan. In terms of the availability and the resale, I'm not sure on stock numbers. Obviously the home colorway, given it's the more exclusive colorway, is going to resell for a lot more than the away. I don't see the resale going crazy. Maybe, I don't know, $300-400 bucks at a guess. March the 22nd, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adidas Superstar. Now, I'm only mentioning these because I'm a huge fan of Ninja Turtles, having grown up watching them as a kid. Raphael was my favorite, and these are really cool. They come with this awesome packaging as well, featuring some excerpts from the comic. $130 is the retail, and I'm not sure if these are coming out in all the different colorways for all the different Ninja Turtles. Just have this Raphael inspired colorway to go off at the moment, but if they come out in all of the different colors, that would be pretty awesome. March the 23rd, we have another Airship and another Airship collab. These are the Amamanier, and they're coming out in this green stone colorway. $150. I'd expect them to wheel out in the same way as usual on the Amamanier website, probably via raffle, and then later on the Sneakers app. They're nice, they're clean, they're cool, but do we really need two Airship collabs in the same month, barely separated by a week? I don't know. It feels like the whole rinse cycle strategy from Nike is visible in full effect here. Now, hot take, this is low-key one of the coolest releases of the month, the Air Jordan 9 Powder Blue. $210 retail, which is very hefty, but this is one of the nicest colorways ever of the Air Jordan 9. These last came out in 2010. Right, it is March, which means it is Air Max month or Air Max day, and on March the 26th, we have a few pretty cool Air Maxes to look forward to. I think for me, the pick of the bunch has got to be these, the Air Max 180 in the Ultra Marine colorway. Now, we also have the launch of this year's new Air Max, the Air Max D's Nuts. We saw these release in the Supreme collab last week. On Air Max Day, we have this metallic silver colorway, as well as this dark smoke anthracite / crimson colorway, which I think is being pipped as like the flagship colorway for this release, as well as a vault colorway. Retail price point for these is $160. They're packed full of new technology. They're supposed to be a sequel to the TN. I think the reaction to these has been a little bit underwhelming up until this point. I do think a lot of people will be interested in trying these out and seeing how they go and stuff, but I don't see these selling out massively. What Nike will probably do though is they'll have their Air Max Day interaction thing where they'll have all these different lives and look to engage you on the Nike sneakers app, and then they'll just sort of wheel out exclusive access as well as shock drops for these models. And whilst I can see this crimson colorway potentially selling out on the day, I think you'll probably be able to pick these up in retailers at later dates. And then finally, the other big Air Max Day release is the Nike Air Max 1 86 in the Sport Royal colorway. And then finally, on March the 27th, we have the Adidas and JJJ, JJJJ, JJJJ, JJJJ Jounds Sambas. 250 bucks is the retail that I'm seeing here, indicating some elevated details with respect to materials, I'm imagining. And also through March, we're going to be getting some Yeezys. The confirmed pairs that we've seen set to release include some Yeezy slides. We have the dark onyx, the salt, and the slate gray colorway. A couple of foam runners, the MX granite and the carbon, and some Yeezy 500s, stone salt and the stone taupe colorway. And there will also be some more as well. And that is it for this month's most interesting upcoming sneakers. If I have missed any out, which I probably have, feel free to tap them out for reference down below to anyone else that might be interested. And don't forget guys to drop a like on the video, it really helps. If you want to support the channel, feel free to go ahead and become a member. All of your support on the channel really helps and encourages me to keep on making sneaker content for you guys. Thanks as always for taking the time to watch, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.